Welcome back, DIYers. In today's video, I want to show you how we set up this back deck gazebo and also my review of it. So let's dive in. So this is one of the largest projects I've done here on the channel. We've been wanting to put a back deck or just a cover on our back deck here for a couple years now, and we're super excited about this project. And so I want to go ahead and show you guys how we did this. All right, guys, so we just cleared off our back deck. We're going to put this gazebo up here. So we're going to go ahead and start on step one. So let's dive in. So first thing you want to do is check all your boxes, make sure that nothing is missing, and then also nothing is broken, because you don't want to get halfway through and not have something. What you'll do at the beginning is go ahead and grab some of your columns, and you'll put these feet on here. Super easy to use, and do that. I do recommend using a drill. It's a lot easier than a screwdriver when you're trying to put all of these on here, but you'll put them on, all of them. You'll put them on the shorter ones as well as the taller ones. And again, these are going to be used for the feet, and later you can actually drill these in or kind of mount these to different things if you'd like to. The shorter poles actually have some of these braces. This is going to help make them taller to make sure they give a little bit more rigidity and stability, as well as being able to hang and hold up the entire apparatus. And you can see all you're going to do is putting some bolts and nuts all the way through these, just making sure again that they are secure. And like I said earlier, you do want to drill these in with a drill. It's a lot easier. Then once you've done all of the legs, you go ahead and grab the support beams, and then you'll do the same thing. You'll have, again, just some screws that are going to go through here with some nuts and bolts on either end. Make sure that you can screw those in. I did use the Allen wrench or hex keys that it did come with. Later on, I did grab my own, and those work a little bit better. But you want to make sure that you have these ready and available so that you can make sure everything is screwed in nice and tight. I did recruit a couple of my kids to help out. This is my son, who's great at doing this. He loves Legos and those type things, and this has been a really fun Lego. He said it was just like putting a big Lego together. But you can see right here, we're putting all the braces on all of these kind of side panels. Again, same thing, you're just going to be putting all the screws in there. Once you've got all those in, then you can take one of your legs and one of these side panels, and you're going to just put a huge screw and bolt through them. And you want to make sure these are super tight as well. I do encourage you guys, if you do have kids, let them try to help as much as possible, because they're definitely going to enjoy it a lot more, and they're going to have those memories of them being able to build this thing. So once you have these up, you will need to stand these up or just move them out of the way. You can see in our area we had to stand them up just because we didn't have as much room. So I went ahead and stood these up. Got all of my kids out here helping now. You can see again hanging everything up, and this is what the last pole and post look like. So once those get stood up, now you have your square, and you'll need to put these last two arms on there. And again, what these are going to do is just kind of connect the entire piece to make it a square. You will need another adult to hold this up. It's almost impossible to do this by yourself. So if you do have someone, you can definitely grab them right here. I went and grabbed my wife so she could help me out just putting these last few screws in here. And then we went ahead and did the other side as well. So you can see right here, now it's starting to take shape and look like a gazebo itself. You also can move these around a little bit, like you saw right there. You can move these around. I'll show you a little bit later kind of how I did that with a level, just to make sure everything was nice and level. But once you've put them in, it's going to look a lot like this. You can see this is the downward slope for the gazebo, and this is what the end piece looks like. It does kind of run up there, and there is a little lip on the back board. I just wanted to show you all that, and it does kind of drop off. There's a little lip on the board itself. Then once you've got all of the pieces up, you can see this is what it looked like squared off. Nice looking like, again, a gazebo here. So once you've done this, you're going to go ahead and put on these support beams. Again, this is what's going to help just have more support for your top level right here. Same thing, I recommend using a drill for this. I actually went and grabbed my smaller drill because I like that one. It's not going to screw in too tight, and it's not going to strip anything as well. So if you do have one of those that might not be quite as strong or is a little bit smaller, it's a great way to use that one right here. But I did use those again, as you can see in the top. I also used my level here just to kind of make sure everything is pretty square, because you are going to start putting on the roof here in just a moment. So you want it to be as level as possible just to make sure that everything is nice and square the best you possibly can. Once you've done that, you're going to grab these little posts right here, and these are actually going to hold your like cross beams that's going to hold the roof in. So you have ones that are going to run across, and you actually have ones that are going to run the opposite direction as well, and I'll show you guys those in just a moment. And here's what all those little holders look like on one side, and then you're going to do the same to the other side as well. You see right here, you're going to put those in and just make sure they're nice and tight, because like I said, this is what your roof is going to be resting on. Next, you'll get some of these cross beams and just begin putting the few screws in there. And like I said, my kids did a great job getting this prepped and ready. I also recommend letting your kids do as much as possible. It's super helpful for you, and then also it'll be helpful for them as well. But my son was able to put all of these beams together, and then I just made sure that they fit into these little holders. And once you put the holders in, then you'll just put some screws in there to just make sure they stay nice and tight. And then here is another cross beam as well, just giving it a little bit more stability and rigidity on this. And also, this is what the ceiling is actually going to be screwed into. And here's what it should look like after you have put all of those in. Then once you've got those in, you can go ahead and grab the other ones. I did let my son do a little bit of screwdriver work right here. This is nice because these weren't going to strip too bad. Again, this is my smaller screwdriver, making sure that these are not going to strip or mess anything up. I did have a few strip earlier, and it was a tough battle trying to get those out, so you do want to be careful with that. But then you have some of these cross beams. Again, this is also going to be holding up the roof, so it's nice that it goes both ways. But these are going to screw into the wood on one end, and then they will screw into the metal itself on the other end, or on the cross parts as well, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And once you get all these in, it's going to look like this type of crisscross pattern. And you'll see, again, this is where they are screwed into the boards themselves. Then once you've got all those screwed in, you're going to make sure you grab your tin tops, and make sure you don't bend these, because you don't want them to be bent at all, because water is going to go on them. So you want to make sure that they stay nice and flat once you're moving them wherever you're going to go. But you're going to put these up there, and it's going to look like this. On the top, you have a little water seal, and then you also have a screw right there. And then here is what the opening looks like, and I'll show you what goes right here in just a second. And then on the ends, you do just have two little screws, and this is what's holding it to the wood on both ends. Then you're going to start just placing these tin pieces all along the edge, and it's just going to go back and forth as you go around. And you want to make sure that you look at where these are and how these actually lay. As you can see right here, they lay over each other, and this again is just another look at what these look like. So that was the one screw, and then here is what the double panel looked like. It has like a little connector, and then it has the two bolts that go in there, two little screws that just screw in. So nice and easy with that, and then they're going to screw into the bottom as well. But you just keep placing these roof pieces, and again, make sure that they are laid on top of each other. And it's just going to kind of keep going over, and pretty slow, but over and along, you're kind of starting to see a little process here, and it will start picking up on the end. And it is nice when you can start seeing the finished product happening here. As you can see right here, almost all of these pieces are in. Our kids are starting to get excited because they can see this project coming to a close. And I went ahead and put in the last roof piece. It was nice. It just screws right into the end, and we're done with the roof. So this is what it looked like, and I went ahead and started placing the little outside edges on there. This again will just make it look nice, as well as adding a little bit more stability to make sure that everything does stay down, so it's not going to blow up. It just gives it a little bit more strength to it as well. And here is what that looks like. I did put these little end caps on there as well. I didn't get a great video of that, but I put these little end caps on there. Just what it does, again, it gives it a little bit more strength, and it makes it just kind of look nice, and make sure that everything else is closed off right there on the ends. But once you have done all of that, now you are finished, and it is time to enjoy your gazebo, enjoy your little back deck here. And what we did is we went ahead and decorated it a little bit with some little Edison bulbs here. And this is one of our new favorite places to hang out. You can see we already have the chairs set out here, and this is just a great setup for us. We're super excited. Can't wait to come out here and hang out and enjoy the nice weather, enjoy some of the summer nights. Right now it is a little chilly, but we have been hanging out here. Again, just enjoying this outside seating area, outside living area, and I think it's a great place. We're going to enjoy having friends over and just hanging out and enjoy this as well. You can see from our backyard, it just looks really good. I think it makes the house look a lot better and just adds a lot more to, again, our backyard decor and just kind of being able to hang out back here, enjoy this time, stay out of the sun. So if you're out here in the fall, you're going to be able to watch, football games or just enjoy some time out here hanging out with friends as well. So I think this is one of our new favorite hangout areas that we're going to definitely dive into and definitely enjoy. So I do want to talk about a few things that I did like about this and a couple things that I would change. Honestly, I do really like the wood. It's cedar, it's nice, and it's heavy duty, but it is soft enough that you are going to be able to screw into it, and it's not extremely heavy, so you can move it a little bit. I do like these cross beams going across through here. They were pretty easy to put together. I do think there are a lot of screws and bolts in there, but that does happen when you have some longer like runs and stuff like that. So again, you can see in here. I do like that you can put staples into this. As you can see, the staples go into this really easily because, again, it is a little bit softer wood. I also like that they do have the support beams as well. You can see the support beams for the columns as well as the little support systems for the longer side runs right here, as you can see. So those are really helpful and I think really easy to use. And then again, here's what I'm talking about, these little support beams right there. But overall, I think it's a great item. It's not super hard to put together. We did it pretty much in a day. I did have some help. I would say it was about 40 degrees outside when we were putting this together, and it was freezing when we first started, probably more like 35. But this was a good, exciting, fun time that we were able to use our kids and work together with this. I do think if you are putting this together by yourself, you probably need to grab some help on a few different parts. But I do think for a lot of it, you can do a lot of it yourself. So I think it's a great item. It's not super hard to put together. I do like the instructions. They did make sense and everything worked pretty well. We'll see. I'll probably give you guys an updated video on this later on once I do that. But this has definitely been a great one for us. Super excited about hanging out here, and I think it's a great thing for our house. If you're interested in this item, I will have a link down below. And if this video was helpful, you can leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. And big thanks to the Jocelyn Company for sending this for me to review.